All right. Okay. So let's see. We're we're live. So that's good. We're live. Got some people. Okay, cool. Pastel enemies. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's switch on. Did I not? No. Ah, okay, there we go. It's like, am I not hitting the button? We're hitting the button. We're cool. All right, so we're gonna try and finish this one up. I need to clean up some of the smoke lines still and such. Yeah. So seems like we got one or two people. That's cool. Really, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you very much. um, yeah. So let's get in here. Some of these lines are really wobbly looking, which is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna spend a lot of time on these, I think. But yeah, thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I changed some settings on the like tablet and stuff, so hopefully the line jitter thing isn't really part of that. And these lines aren't too crazy, and they're also smoke, so there's that. So it can be a little wobbly. That's on the inside. We want to keep that. Oops. So for some of these, I want like to have that inside line like this. Show a little bit of like overlap in that smoke kind of situation. That's awesome. Pizza rolls are great. I like pizza rolls. Okay. Like I said, some of these are like a little wobbly when you get in close. And this isn't even 100%, which kind of sucks. So, like at 100%, you're definitely going to see these. But there's smoke. They're less important lines, so I don't know. I might worry about it a little bit less. They're not the main concern here. Even though they are kind of up front with the character. So that's the only reason I'm considering like adjusting some of these. And again, I'm not entirely sure why they got so wobbly. I did change some settings on my computer with the tablet and stuff, so that might have contributed to that, but I don't know. Well, yeah, I need to go in and check because I turned off Windows Ink and I did a fix so that I have more control over my lines and stuff, but I think that might have messed with the stabilizing a touch. So that's my only concern, is it did that. I mean, sometimes like the lines are great, like that's pretty straight, like smooth, I mean, not straight, but like there's a little bit of wobble to it, but some of these have like real bad wobble. Hey, Sakuga, how's it going? Okay, so yeah, this one is going to go away. Thank you. I mean, like I said, it's smoke, so like it's not gonna be totally right. Smooth lines and stuff. So like I'm probably gonna leave some of them alone. But there are definitely some parts where they need to smooth out a little bit. The other thing I don't like is I tend to get these like tiny little blobs at the end of my lines, which is weird. But I was getting that before, so like that's not a new thing. It's just something I don't care for. So I always have to go in and like sharpen the ends of things. My lines there. Fill that. That's fine. Hit that. So you know how to get them off. And how would you do that? Oops. Actually, let's round that. It's hard to explain with words. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's hard to explain things. I don't know. Okay, but oops. Get that little edge bit. Okay, so we're just going to do that. Like that. There we go. Alright, so I think that's pretty much all the work for the smoke lines. Some little bits here and like that right there, that little blobby end bit, which I hate. I hate it so much. Those are inside, so that's good. Studying for hair puppets. Nice. And what exactly is the quiz for? Like just a fun, like what house kind of situation? Ooh, that was real fast going out. My bad. Okay, so we've got that pretty well cleaned up. Oh, I'm sorry. I say stuff weird sometimes. Like when I'm thinking about something, when I'm talking, I'll extend a word. Kind of just to give me more time. And sometimes it's weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. Boom. So those are all smoke lines. Those are really, really like heavy and out and in your face right now, I'm probably going to lighten that layer. Kind of more like, it'd probably be like that kind of gray. That's awesome. That that sounds like a really, really cool school. That sounds really, really awesome. Okay, so we're gonna mask layer this. Okay, so now we're going to pick a color. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm just gonna, oops, no, brush. I'm just gonna fill him. just pretty roughly. Just gonna fill this all in. Then I'll go through and I will clean that up, and I'll see if there's any like lines that need to be fixed and stuff like that. But this just gives me an easy way to color and shade things. Without having to worry about being too precise on everything. So when I go and I do the colors will all be on separate layers. They will be attached to this mask layer. And then when I go to shade everything, each shading will be on one of the color layers. Well, it will be attached to one of the color layers. So it'll be like a double mask setup, so that I can yeah, that's probably, I mean, there's definitely faster and easier ways to do it. The thing I don't like about the bucket tool, especially in Photoshop, is like for it to do a good job, I have to go in and I have to mess with it and get it to fill better than it does normally. And I'm pretty fast when it comes to hand masking now. Like it's just kind of like I'll go in and I'll just do this real quick, erase out the edges, and then yeah. So yeah, definitely it would be faster with the bucket, but like I've tried doing selection and doing it, which is supposed to be a lot faster, but it takes me too long. And it messes everything up for me. I don't know why. Like I don't select things correctly, and then I have to, yeah, it's a whole thing. For sure. But yeah, I've gotten really comfortable just doing this. At least for right now, this is my best way. Definitely, if you have a better way, do that. But for me, right now, this is my fastest course of action. And like I said, it doesn't take me very long to like color it all in, and then I just have to go around the edge and clean everything up, which doesn't take super long either. So yeah, like if I was doing a huge, really intricate piece, I might mask with a different technique. You have a drawing tablet here. Oops. There we go. Now we hit that little edge there. So you use a drawing tablet. Use a flip clip. It's not that difficult. Yeah. Yeah. Before this, I used a drawing tablet. I mean, now I have this display tablet, which is really, really, really awesome. But I know lots of like professional people that I watch. I don't know them personally. I wish I did. But they use like just a regular graphics tablet. They don't use display tablets. Like Keenan Lafferty, his channel, he does just amazing work with like a regular old graphics tablet. He doesn't like looking down at his stuff. Like he prefers it to draw that way because that's what he started with, and he's become way more comfortable doing it that way. So I mean, it's really cool. Like, it's people underestimate what you can do with that kind of tablet sometimes, I think. But he does an amazing work. I watched a lot of his stuff, and I still do. I mean, he's an industry professional and really, really, really good. So, yeah. But I found it hard for myself. It was not an easy thing to do. I mean, I can definitely do it. I've gotten a lot better working with that kind of tablet over the years, but I love my display tablet. It's amazing. And definitely, if you have a low budget, a regular graphics tablet is a solid way to go. They do just as much as all the fancy display tablets. I mean, it's all just a drawing tool. And you have the kind of added benefit of it's not pulling any graphic use to the tablet, which is kind of nice. But, you know, definitely easier for me to draw on a display tablet versus a regular graphics tablet. I'm not even arguing that, but definitely don't have to have one. That's for sure, though. You can make just as great work with a simple graphics tablet. Hey, no problem. I'm glad you stopped in. I appreciate it. And I hope you come back next time, or sometime in the future at least. It's always fun to chat with people while I work. I find it way more entertaining, and it's a lot more fun. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I hope you have fun at your grand's house. See ya. All right. And we're getting through this quickly-ish. I know I said I was pretty fast with this. I mean, relatively speaking, I used to be a lot slower. That's what I'm getting at here. I may not be fast, but I'm much better than I was. Okay. So we've got that thing. Okay. Fill these little gaps before I get into the... There we go. Okay. got gaps filled. We're going in with this now. All right, we are cruising through this, I feel like, fairly well. Grab that. All right. So, and then I need to figure out a background for this too. Not entirely sure on the background, but we'll get there once I finish this important part, which is masking it all up. Okay. And it's all good. And for me, like I said, this is my kind of fastest way of working. I feel like to each their own. Hand masking is just the way I do it right now. When I get more familiar with what I want and stuff, I'll probably try and do it better. Like I could have probably lasso tooled a little bit of this and made it a little bit faster, just filled it that way. And I've done the whole selection. For some reason, I can never get that done right. So as of right now, this is my fastest working option. But that's just me. So the thing I'm thinking about here is I don't know if I need this top layer on that. I need to figure that one out. Okay, but we have everything all masked, it looks like. A little bit over the top there. All right, yeah, everything is masked off. It doesn't look like we have any spots in the middle or anything. Definitely don't have any spots on the edges right now because I went through and I filled those. And we just zoom out and he is all ready. Boom. Okay, so then let's go here. So the thing with this is there's going to be smoke everywhere. So I don't really know exactly what I want to do with the background. Like it's going to be really, really simple. That I know. That I know, but I'm not entirely sure just how simple. The other thing I have to figure out is the smoke. Where it's going to kind of dissipate on the edges and where it's, yeah. I feel like the smoke should have its own mask. Probably. Yeah, see, like, boom. There's that mask layer. And if you've never used a mask layer, they're super fun. They make things a lot easier when you're going to color and all that. I really, really like using masks. It's so much more fun for me at least. Oh, I don't know what I don't know. What was that? Shoot. Okay, I don't. It looks like I just like pushed it down. So, oops. Okay, so this is gonna be. We'll do mask smoke. Okay, so let's see. Whoopsie, did not mean to put it on that one. Yeah. All right. Sure. I need to figure out, like I said, where the smoke is actually going to be. Some of this is kind of, it's overlapping and it's, I dissipating, and yeah. But for starters, we're going to fill this. Let's just bump this up and go to town. And we can. I'm more comfortable just erasing out the parts that are not right than trying to go through and fill it simply. See, because right there, like that's all closed off, but there's also this back here, which I could almost do in a separate mask, which might be something I do. I'm not entirely sure. This right here, we'll move this under that ball too. And I'll worry about like fading out section and stuff after this, kind of. I don't know exactly where I want it to fade out and where I want it to just stay stronger on some of these, because right, that's going to be over, let's see, yeah, going to be over him. So what I can do right now is set this to like 40%. There we go. So all of that's going to be over his, or behind his arm right there, and over his hand there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's actually make that like 70% so I can see a little bit better. Yeah, we're just gonna do this all on one mask layer. I'm not gonna waste time making a whole nother layer for this. I'll just probably make that a second. Okay, so yeah, what I'm gonna do is, let's do this, is I will kind of leave all of this. I'm going to kind of erase the bits on his arms there, because that's going to be behind the arm and like behind the clothes and all this, but I'm going to leave it there. Okay, that's like the best way I can kind of describe it right now. Okay, so let's see, if I do that, yeah, at least for right now, I'm gonna put it right there. That's helpful, I think. So this is basically the exact opposite of what I just did as far as like his body goes. I want it outside of his lines. Oops, too far. I want it inside the smoke lines, but outside of his lines. So it gets a little confusing. Okay. But that one is going over his leg, so that one's fine. And these are all things I have to like think about and figure out. This is like where I need to put the layers to like get this all worked out properly. Like this mask layer needs to go, technically speaking, above his line work so that it covers things. What's up, Cypher? How's it going? Just kind of going through right now and trying to mask a smoke layer that I made here for this particular circular thing. It's a ninja throwing a smoke bomb, and I'm masking out the smoke layer right now to make it easier to color and shade and all that fun stuff later. And it's kind of interesting because I want parts of it to, yeah, it's a whole thing. So actually, maybe I'll leave that like that. Yeah, I'll leave that one a little bit right there. I'm gonna have to soften that edge a touch because it'll be dissipating. Oops, actually go back in here. Need to get in a little bit closer on this so I don't do that. So yeah, I'm just going through right now and cleaning out the little areas that I don't need any smoke or don't want any smoke on. So like this area here. Oops. Because even though there are lines for the smoke, it's going to be going outside some of those lines, but I don't want it to go outside those lines on the character. So it'll be behind the character, outside the lines, but it's not going to be on the character outside the lines, which is a kind of weird way to explain it, I guess, but so the parts that are not covered with a line on the character will not be behind the smoke. That doesn't, I don't know, have a line. It's weird. But it's smoke, so it's going to be kind of flowing everywhere. I just have defined sections where it's stronger and it's going to be in front is kind of the idea. So this whole arm here pretty much is going to be in front of that smoke back there. So we need to bring it out of this mask. Definitely his face is going to be out of the mask. Really need to fix that headband and give him actual eyes at some point as well. But no. Gotta be careful we stay in our little areas. But yeah, so I'm doing a ninja. I'm masking this little thing up. I already masked him for the coloring and shading part of the drawing. So now I'm just going through and I'm masking out the smoke that I will need. Need to figure out a color palette for everything as well. It's kind of an important thing. Yeah. So all the way up until about the hand there is all outside the smoke. There we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that is going to be in the smoke. That's going to be in the smoke. That's in the smoke. That's in the smoke. Okay, so what I need to figure out in this jumbled mess of lines, shop used to be good. What did you buy? Sometimes I have a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, like, I really want, like, my big thing is electronics and video games. Expensive clothing. Yeah, that can really bite you I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough one. Um, I also have a problem with like limited edition Vans. Um, I have I have a pair of Vans that I have never worn. Literally haven't been taken out of the box, I don't think. Um, but to be fair, I bought them for a specific reason that I wanted to wear them if uh, my YouTube channel that I do with my friends ever got big enough to be on a panel of any kind. Not like Comic Con necessarily, but like even a like a local con or something where we could get on a panel. Like I'm saving them for like that kind of situation. Um, which I mean, realistically, is probably never going to happen. But I also bought because they had Nightmare Before Christmas limited edition set that just came out over Christmas, and I bought those. Um, so like I'm pretty good most of the time, but there are certain things out there that like I can't not buy. Like I have to really like it, but like when it comes to those things, like it just I lose all of my control and I buy them, even if they're super expensive and I can't afford it. It's not good. Ralph, Ralph Lauren polo or hoodie. Sorry, Ralph Lauren polo hoodie. Nice. I mean, honestly, life is too short, and if it makes you happy, you should do it. Oops, went too far. There we go. I mean, just straight up. At some point, you're not gonna be around anymore, and it's just gonna can't take the money with you. And if it if it brings you joy, I mean, why not? I was a lot more reckless spending when I lived with my parents too, though, like 100%. I bought my PC when I was still living with my parents, and this thing cost a lot of money when I bought it. I mean, when I made it, I bought the parts and I built it with my buddy. But my my budget was 3 grand, and I spent every penny. It's not even. I fucking need these things, but it's small. Yeah, I guess like shopaholic is like that's a strange term. Shopaholic. I guess it would be kind of considered shopaholic. Like you haven't bought something recently, so you feel like you need to. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of like materialistic, but uh, I don't know. Everyone has their little vice, I think. So like, I mean, some people buy coffee every day. Like, do you really need coffee? No, you could get by without coffee if you really wanted to. Um, but if it makes you happy, freaking go for it. Just fill this too, actually. We can make it a different color if we want later, but I'm gonna fill it, whoops, with the same. Oh, yeah. That would be pretty awesome. Then it wouldn't matter, really. Then you could just buy whatever you want. I I hope you do big things and you make lots of money, so you can do what you want. All right, let's see. We're getting close on this. I feel like it's pretty close to done masking this. But it's only 11:42. Look at that. I'm crushing this. Yeah, yeah. Like for me, I'm much more skate oriented, skate surfwear. I really like Vans and like Billabong and uh, Reef and stuff like that. That's like my style more. So I feel you for sure. Let's see. Do I want? Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I used to skate. I wasn't very good, but I used to skate for sure. Whoops, actually, ooh, yeah, no, I'm doing that wrong. This is actually a piece. Okay, so let's do. There we go. That's what I want to do there. Okay, so let's clear this bit out. There we go. Now we're. So this is where smoke gets a little weird, because you layer it and then things disappear and come back, and yeah, like I don't even know where I'm at. So let's do. Let's bring this out a little bit so we can do kind of a rounded off thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably about what I want. And I've always, like, Vans has always been some of the most comfortable shoes as well. That's another reason I like them. And they just feel nice and they last a long time. They're meant to take a beating. Hey man, I feel like everyone has points in time where their friends are crazy for sure. I love talking with people who watch my channel. It's fun. Oh yeah, no. Oh, believe me, I like for the most part, unless they're like my um, like limited editions, I don't really care if they get dirty for Vans. Like I have a pair that I still have in my closet that are like beat up. I wish I could find someone to resole them, because they're honestly one of the most comfortable pairs I've ever owned. But they're kind of just sitting in my closet now because they're just so beat up. But I mean, there's not a lot of people out there who are gonna resole a pair of Vans. If we're being honest, it's not like a shoe you normally resole. It would probably cost me a lot of money. And they were a special edition, like clearance pair that I bought. So like, there's no way I'm gonna get another pair of them. Is another fun thing. Like, yeah, you get them cheaper, but you also, like, if you really like them, then you're not gonna find them again. Yeah. Nice. That's smart. Sales is good. You could also find cool stuff at like Goodwill sometimes, or like thrift stores. in general, which are sometimes they have really cool old like vintage clothing and stuff. Gotten a couple jackets and stuff from stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, right there we're gonna not try and get rid of that one. Yeah. I have a varsity jacket from when I was in high school. Believe it or not, I was actually an athlete. All right, all the smoke is done, and we got him. Look at that. Boom. These are actually the same color. This one's just set to 70%. So there we go. I think that looks real good. All right. So now I need to figure out a background, which is gonna be fun. So let's do 40 on that now, because we're gonna throw down a background. I'm gonna make it behind all the maps. Okay. Now I need to figure out what I should have for his background. But yeah, varsity jackets were cool. You definitely felt like a cool kid when you had one, in high school at least. And they kept you pretty warm. But I also wore a parka because I was on the swim team. Swim team and water polo, those were like my big sports. Okay, so let's see. I've done an inside, an outside of like traditional. I don't know why I need to buy shop. Ah, well there you go. So I mean, it's a form of shopaholic, I guess. Like I said, I mean, kind of the same thing. There's some people out there who buy coffee every day or cigarettes. Like it's a brain chemistry thing. For sure. So let's see. I've done an inside. I've done an outside. I've done a like high-rise outside. I've done training dummies. Another training dummy with. I honestly don't really know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll... Okay, so let's just... What? No, don't do that. Go back. I did not mean to do that. There, okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so shift. Oh, I'm on... Dang it, Tanner. There we go. So we've got, let's put that there. And let's put one right. That's the downside to using that shit. No, why are you? I also have a touchy keyboard, which is not fun. Okay, so what I need to figure out here. Okay, so this is all going to be ground, so I need to erase this up. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to erase this to at least there. Guy yesterday said that designer clothing is a waste of money. It really depends. Yeah, and that's also true. Um, and I mean, there's people out there who buy and resell things and tell those people that it's a bad idea to buy that and stuff like because they're making money, so it can't be that big of an issue if you're making money doing it. Okay, so let's do. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, let's put in another line there and another line right there. And see, I wish. Actually, let's do. There we go. Okay, so let's lasso that. Okay, no, not what I wanted to do. Let's put it, yeah, let's put it like right there. Yeah, especially like shoes and stuff too. Like those, you can make a lot of money with shoes. Okay, let's rotate it this way. A little bit more. Something like that. Oh, yeah, no, believe me, I'm not I would not do that myself. Actually, one T, and then I need to transform. There we go. And just kind of. I think that's about right. Yeah, might be a little bit more, but there we go. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely lucrative though. It can be if you buy the right product. For sure. Okay, so slide these underneath and merge those. There we go. Okay, so let's ditch this one. And we've got like a rough setup there. Okay, got stuff going on. Yeah, I it's like the same thing that some people do, like at Comic-Con. They'll put in a bunch of hours to buy all of like the fancy stuff that you yeah, that always helps when you're trying to like spend money. Having a job for sure, but yeah, like the resellers from Comic-Con are some of my least favorite people in the world, just because they're just so I don't even know. I don't even have words. They're just the worst. They'll buy up a bunch of the like exclusives, and then there's nothing left for other people who actually want to buy the things. It irks me, for lack of a better term. Ooh, just wanted one. Thank you. Okay, then we want it to be like Summer starts and get a job at the local ice cream place. Oh, that's cool. That sounds like a fun job. And like possibly free ice cream. I mean, I can't really go wrong. At least I don't think so. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal. in my humblest of humble opinions. Uh, and not, no pun intended. Um, but yeah, you get it. Okay. Ooh, I know. Okay, so then let's make. So let's do a no, straight line. We will lasso that line. Control C, and we're going to. Control X, Control V. There we go. Grab that. We're going to rotate it that away. Yeah, that would not be fun. I wouldn't, yeah, that would suck. Let's crank this up a little bit like that, I think. Yes, okay, so then, going to lasso tool that, Control C, Control V, no, just one, Control T, and then, what? Okay, no, yeah, that's the right, okay. And then we're going to horizontal. And we're going to put it on this side. Something like that. There we go. So then I will, let's see, we're going to grab this, bring it up here, and we're going to go all the way down to what's on. I don't even know what's on this layer. I can't see it. Well, okay. So there's that layer, and that layer, and that layer. Just make sure everything that I need is on the layer. Yeah, I don't even see anything at all on layer 8 for some reason. Yeah, no, whatever. And we'll just merge that. What? Why is merge not an option on that? Menu. Yeah, why is, okay. Oh, because they aren't on, probably, Tanner? Yes, exactly. Exactly why it wasn't working. Duh. Actually, undo that real quick. Oops. So I want to first, let's go through. We will erase out the parts that aren't going to be seen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the, okay, there we go. So that can go, okay, so it's apparently all the rest of it is just going to be in the background layer now. Okay, so all of this is going away. We're putting in a wall. Just work at a golf course restaurant. The owner was. Yeah, that's never fun. Yeah, that's never like a good working environment. Like, you definitely have to like your boss to some extent. And why not? Okay, so that's that one. So back to the background layer. Right? No, where are you? No, that's that one. I knew that. So layer, yeah, it's layer 10. There we go. Now we're finding stuff. Okay, dokie. Background. Okay. That's helpful. All right, so we've got that kind of set up. So there's clearly like an alley with a wall going on. Okay, so now I need this layer. Grab, or actually, I don't think I need to do that. If I do, yeah, cool. I hit like that, and we're just going to actually no. Enter, and I'm gonna make another one, and then just edit. We're going to flip horizontal. There we go. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. I mean, you'd probably make good tips, but yeah, definitely not like worth what you probably would have had, you know, what you went through. I assume you went through it anyway, but yeah, it's not too bad. So I think I might, no, I'm not gonna bring that down. That's probably fine. Oh, boo. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks real bad. Okay, so let's merge these now that I've got them all set up. So I think that's a good start for a background there. All right, we are making some strides in this whole situation. I missed a phone call. Whatever. Okay. Like, as far as a job like that goes, like if you're not making tips and you have to deal with drunk people who are a bunch of a-holes, really not worth it. At least that's how I would have felt. Like, at least if you're making good tips, I would kind of put up with stuff like that. But, you know, because I've worked in retail before, I would not recommend. Well, I mean, I feel like everyone should work retail for sure in their life so that they aren't a huge a-hole to people. I think that's very important and something that we don't think about. Like, some people don't think about is like, it's not the person sitting in front of you who makes the rules for things. So if you could not be a jerk, that would probably be good for them. Yeah. Sounds like it was just a blast. Okay, so the lines aren't super important for this, honestly. I'm going to be Okay, let's actually zoom out. Let's erase that. Undo that. Like that. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end that line right there. So let's just do a quick new layer. Nope. Well, I mean, I can just move it over. I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, but slide it over a touch like that. And then we're just going to erase. So there. And that's just going to go away. And we'll jump up here. We're going to erase that like so. And then we'll make another line on this side over here. About right there, maybe? Or, do I want it closer? Like there? On that side? Yeah, let's do that. Because then it'll match the other side better as well. Okay, and that needs to go away anyway. So that's good. We'll just kill that. And we will ditch this whole bit. All right. But yeah, retail jobs will really humble a person when it comes to dealing with workers. I feel like if you don't have any empathy for a retail worker, you should go work a job in retail. Because then you'll see it's not their fault. Sometimes there are just policies in place and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's not cool. That's real messed up. I worked retail for 8 years straight out of high school. Worked the entire time I was going to school, and some after. Oh, look at that! I need to fix that. Let's go to this mask here. Is that the? No, that's that one. So I'm going to shrink that one. Missed a little bit of overspill on that. Looks like. All right, and then I should probably fill that. Let's go to line art, grab black. Okay, we're going to. So one of the real annoying things I did on this was I messed up when I was kind of finishing my last stream, and I merged one of the sketch layers with my line layer and had to spend over an hour just trying to clean all of that little junk layer off of my clean line layer. Not cool. I was real unhappy with that. So let's erase that. Get that. I was real unhappy. That did not. Nope, that one. It took a long time to like fix it all. And that's still, you could see there's little pixelated dots sitting around even now that I have missed somehow. Got a little overspill on that one. Oh, whoops, sorry. Chikandi. So that I don't have to add your volume small. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I'm surprised that second one got blocked, honestly. But yeah, that's the goal, is to make it so you don't have to deal with that kind of stuff for sure. But I feel like it's good to have that experience at some point in your life to show you really don't want to be doing something like that, and to help you, I feel like in the long run, just in being a better human being, because I think that has helped me, like, because I know, like, I might get mad about some stuff that's going on while I'm dealing with a person who's like taking my order or whatever, but like I know it's not their, like, when it comes down to it, it's not their fault that like something went missing, or they can't do something a certain way because it's policy. It's like, I know you don't make the policy, but I've been that guy on the other end of this. It's like, I understand. It's very important, I feel like. So even if I make it like rich and all that, I'm still gonna make, yeah, that would really suck. If I make it huge and I have kids or whatever, like they're still going to be working a retail job at some point in their life, or they're not getting any money just because I don't want like some spoiled rich brats or something. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's just not cool. Okay, so that is that. I'm very happy with this. That's good. Here, like, it kind of sucks. In the U.S., you kind of have to tip your waiters well. Hey, I mean, like, it's all right to be a little spoiled, like the, but it's also good that you've had an experience where like you've had people be horrible to you, so you know better than to treat people that way. In my opinion, I feel like that's a good life lesson. Um, so real quick, let's just save this. Jump back to a different one. I don't know if I masked my last one or not yet, so I'm gonna try and do that real quick. Let's jump to this one. I did not. Look at that. Okay, so close this one. We will zoom in on this one. All right, so I'll grab this again real quick, actually. But yeah, like, it's just important, I feel like, to be taught that, first off, money isn't going to get you everything you want, or shouldn't. That's for sure. Thanks. Okay, so let's add in mask. Okay, so oops, actually no, I need to be up here. Thank you. But I don't think I'm a bad person on the route. Hey, yeah, I mean, definitely don't want to be like, you don't want to be rude for no reason, just because like something that is out of the control of some other person is happening or whatever. Um, but I mean, if they're mean to you for no reason, like, there's also no call for that. So the one thing I would say is like, I never rude to a waiter. That is a dangerous game to play, being rude to a waiter, especially before you get your food. That can end really poorly for you. Some people just don't think about stuff like that. That's good. Yeah, it's it's all about improving. I mean, as long as you know you have something to work on, it's all good. It's like I'm also not going to let someone like walk all over me in a situation where I know like they can do something or get someone who can. Like I'm going to be nice about it to an extent, but at some point it's like just get me someone who can actually help me. Yeah. That's a good place to rage. I feel like it's a pretty healthy outlet. So I'm being a little bit more discerning on my masking on this one, so hopefully it goes a little quicker, but I also can just do it the other way if I want, but this one I know has like the links and stuff that are going to take a little bit more time, so I'm going to just try and get this without having to go through and erase out the edges and whatnot. So that's the idea behind the way I'm doing it this time versus last time, where I just kind of like threw everything down and then went back around. Because those links are going to take some time, and I know that. But I also need to finish this face, which I realized once I opened it that I hadn't done that yet, which is somewhat surprising to me, believe it or not. I thought I had kind of finished this one up, except for the background. I was wrong. There's still quite a bit to do on this. I'm quite a bit. I mean, still have to do the eyes and nose. Which, honestly, the eyes can take a while just because it's difficult. Eyes are not easy. Eyes, hands, and feet. Because you have to pick a style of eye that matches what you think the character would be like. So that's almost harder than the feet and hands. Because, I mean, hands and feet are pretty typically all the same, but they're not easy to do. But I use words. I have never been in a fight, even though I used to do martial arts. Yeah. I've never been in a fight either, believe it or not. I've gotten hit before, and I've hit people, but I've never really been in a fight. More sports related things, because sports can get rough. But yeah. Alright, so we got that all set. Let's grab this, fill all this in real quick. And yeah, I could use the paint tool for this bit, but again, it leaves like a line, which I hate. Then I have to go in and like fill around that line anyway, and why not just draw the thing in with a big old brush. I already have it lined out, so I can just use a larger brush, get in there, knock it out fairly quickly. Oops, got a little carried away on that edge there. Boom, boom. There's some tricks. Probably intricate. Yeah, I like from water polo and stuff. I know pressure points. I can drop someone to their knees pretty quick. I also know a few defensive things, but like I could easily break someone's arm if they were not prepared. It's not that hard of a thing to do. Humans tend to be fairly fragile. Like if it was some huge muscular dude, it probably might not work. But like your average human being probably handle it okay. All right, we got him all colored in. Shrink this back down. Let's grab this. Okay. Need to clean that line work up a little bit, it looks like, but let's get in here. Let's start. First off, let's shrink this back down. But yeah, those are important things to know. Yeah, I've never been in an actual fight. I'm a pretty passive person. I don't really care most of the time. There have always been some exceptions, but for the most part, I would rather just ignore the person than deal with like a fight or anything. Oh, look at that. I did not realize I hadn't. Is that the, yes, the weapon level. Let's erase. Erase that and that. There we go. Okay, so we've got that one fixed. Can't believe I almost missed that. That would have been bad. Yeah. That's cool. Oops. There's that. Kind of need to crisp those lines up a little bit. Oops. When I enlarged the link after shrinking it down, it kind of blurred everything up. So I need to fix those, which kind of sucks. It's an annoying thing to have to go in and adjust all of that. I think luckily I kind of fixed it on this end already. Because obviously these are a lot crisper looking than the ones back here. So it shouldn't take very long to fix that little issue. Should have done a rope. Would have been easier to mask. Boom, boom, boom. But we're getting close here. All right, man. Fun chat. See you next time, hopefully. I'm almost done anyway. We're about to wrap this up once I finish this mask off, I think. Yeah. Kill that little section there. Add that there. those are filled in. All of that seems to be all right. These are mostly good. Clear that. Nope. Section. All right. Oops. There we go. Okay. Almost done. Okie dokie. We're getting close. Got a lot of hand on that bit there. All right. Okay, real quick, let's jump over here. Let's erase that junk. Okay, back over here. All right, we are making our way through this. So close, so close. Little corner. Okay. All right. We are getting there. The links are getting a little bigger, so I don't have to clean up as much. Then they're gonna shrink again. Because I made it so that the links get closer and then farther away, and then closer and then farther away again. Because that's kind of what they would be doing. I apologize, this is probably the least fun part, especially to watch. Because I'm literally just going in and filling the same shape over and over and over again. But we're so close. We are so close. Almost done. Because luckily, a lot of it that's to the left after these is in front of the body. So we can just not have to worry about filling just those we've already done with the rest of the body. Right. And I think we are officially done masking. Let's double check. Sweet. Man, that looks good. All right. So, thank you for everyone who tuned in. I really appreciate you stopping in and chatting with me. It's always way more fun when I have people to chat with. For me, at least. I hope you guys kind of enjoy that a little bit more. Yeah. So I need to just finish up the face on this guy and then the next guy. I need to put a background down, a rough sketch background for this one, and then we are pretty much done with these. I just need to finish like the coloring and whatnot. And then I'll be posting these once they're all done on my Instagram and stuff. So, yeah. So you'll see a bunch of ninjas on my Instagram and Twitter and things like that. And then maybe someday down the road, you'll see what these were made for, which will be really cool. But again, thank you oh so much for stopping in and saying hi. Tell your friends, your family, hey, if they like art and would like to chat or have questions about art or anything like that, I'd be happy to answer what I can, provide information on. I work in all kinds of mediums. If you can follow that stuff on my Instagram and Twitter. I just did a custom jacket, actually, if you want to check that out down there. It's the last Instagram post would be that, and then easily found on my Twitter as well. Then you can see all the progress shots too, which is kind of cool. Because I like to show progress of my work like that. Especially, it's the first one I've ever done. So it's a custom denim jacket. It's really cool. So check that out. I go live Mondays, Thursdays, 11 a.m. Pacific. So on whatever platform you're watching on currently. I'm almost on every platform there is. So thanks for stopping in. And I really appreciate all the love and support from everyone. It was really kind of you to say, like, my art inspires you. Pastel, that was so awesome. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who stopped in and said what's up today. You guys make this so much more fun for me, and I really, really, really appreciate you all. Yeah, thanks. And then, yeah, if you want to support me or anything, I do have a Ko-fi, and all that. Well, not all that. I have a Ko-fi, so yeah, you can find that on my Twitter, which is down over here. I have links to I believe the Ko-fi, my Instagram, all of my platforms I stream on are all on my pinned tweet. So, and you could also find that on my Instagram in my bio. If you click that, it'll take you to that tweet. So again, thank you to everyone who stopped in and said what's up and chatted with me and watched me clean up my line work and mask things for an hour and a half. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Later.